there. So this is, yeah, just highlights for the Boulevard. What is today?
Today is the 13th of November.
All right, 13th of November. And so, yeah, went to the new corner there in front of the MGM Grand, and pretty slow start. We were just handing out some tracts and stuff like that. And then Bianca had to run inside the hotel real quick, and then a security guy came by again, had us move the sign over, so on and so forth. And so handing out a few tracts. We had a good conversation at first with this one guy. He was an officer back east, and you know, a reborn Christian, but, you know, kind of encouraged him to share his faith and things like that. And so that was pretty cool, and get him, you know, plugged back into a church kind of thing. And so, and then I was able to stop these two people and chit chat, and the gal ended up saying how she had some edibles, and it took me a while to clue in on what that meant. And so, you know, some edibles of marijuana or whatever it is, and she was saying that God was talking to her, and I questioned it. I go, well, you know, somebody was probably talking to you, and she goes, no, whoever was talking to me told me never to do it again, right? And so, and then we get on a you know, the faith topic thing and stuff like that, and then, well, you want to tell them what transpired from there when you came out, where we were at?
Yeah, well, you know, we get to talking, and she started telling me about, hey, you know, like, I feel weird saying this, but I feel like God was talking to me last night. I was telling him, you know, like, God was talking to me last night, and that, you know, he was telling me that something was about to happen, that my life was about to change. And you know, she told me a little bit about herself. She grew up in a faith background, and her dad is actually about to become a pastor of a church in Louisiana. And so she said, you know, God spoke to me and said my life was about to change. And I told her it is, you know, if you make him, you know, Lord of your life and rededicate yourself, because she said she had, you know, chosen Jesus way back then when she was younger, but she's been a little, you know, stale, is what she said. And I said, yeah, I mean, sometimes we can get lukewarm. And so, you know, we prayed the sinner's prayer, and she said she wanted to rededicate her life to Jesus. And
Amen.
So, you know, we talked about that, and she just said, wow, I think it's just amazing how, you know, I came to a place that's called Sin City, and here we are on Las Vegas Boulevard talking about Jesus and rededicating ourselves to the Lord. And I said, you know, he works in ways that sometimes we don't understand or comprehend, but he works in ways for his glory. And, you know, he missed you and wants you to come back home. So, you know, she was really grateful for that, and, you know, I was grateful for that too, you know. And she just was like in awe the whole time, and she said, you know, I'm just in awe of the way God works. And I said, you know, he's gonna meet us in the most meaningful way sometimes, and in ways that we wouldn't expect. And later on down the road, you're gonna look back at this and think, wow, God met me there. I did something terribly wrong last night to my body that I will never do again, and he told me my life was going to change and to never do that again. And the very next day, we're here on the boulevard talking to two fellow believers to, you know, help us rededicate our lives to the Lord. And so it just, you know, I'm in awe of the way God works, and just how he can, you know, give us these divine appointments. I keep telling her that this is a divine appointment, and, you know, you can't deny when he wants to meet you and where he wants to meet you, and he's gonna make it happen.
And it was pretty cool. I was talking to the guy there, DeMarcus, and share the gospel message, and you could just see the Spirit working, and I go, what's stopping you from making Jesus Lord of your life? And he goes, my pride. I go, well, what are you going to do about that? He goes, I'm going to put my pride aside. And so, long story short, let the angels rejoice. He gave his life to Jesus right then and there on the boulevard. And so, very cool. We got a couple pictures of our new friends that we'll see in heaven there. And so that was just awesome. You know, whenever we can lead somebody to Jesus. And it was pretty wild because their friends end up seeing them on the boulevard. There's 4 of them that come back, and they're all smoking dope and stuff. And like, the sister that we were talking to, that Bianca was talking to, of one of the guys, she just hammered into him how he shouldn't be doing that. It was great, you know, just so cool. They're already, you know, talking to their friends and stuff.
She's already, she was already saying, don't do that stuff around me. Just don't do that stuff around me. And she's like, we're going to talk about the Lord later on when you're of the right mind. I mean, I heard her say that, and she just kind of tapped him on the head and said, you are not right now.
And then I was able to get their emails and stuff, and Bianca grabbed her number to kind of sort of disciple, and got their zip codes so that we can find some good churches in their area and plug them in. So my plan is to, you know, email them and a pastor or two, and kind of get them plugged in and you know, invited to a solid Bible believing church or whatever. But the guy was excited, and he said, man, I've never smiled this hard in my life, and I'm going to smile on the rest of my day, you know. And he said, just what a weight lifted off my shoulder to be forgiven like that. And just very, very cool. And then another conversation transpired on the way back to the car from this one fella, and he had some pretty strong rebuttals and things like that as far as what's right and what's wrong, and you know, the Bible this, and how can God be angry, like anger is a sin, so on and so forth, all sorts of stuff. And so I kept giving him answers to these things, and I find that as soon as somebody starts reiterating the same questions and rebuttals, just with different words and things like that, then it's kind of, they're not really looking for an answer, and so that's when I exit the conversation. And so, but it went on for about 10 minutes, and he was starting to nod at some of the stuff there. And he's like, okay, I can see how that makes sense, so on and so forth. So he's kind of half seeking and half just trying to argue. But he also took a Bible. Yeah, he took a Bible and a water as well, so that was very cool. But anyways, thanks for watching. God bless, and thank you for all your prayers. And yeah, at least one, maybe if that other lady wasn't saved yet, she certainly got saved today. And so praise God for that. Just what a phenomenal time. Thanks.